Hello YouTube viewers, Jaylbayt here with another episode of Knights of the Old Republic, the Sith Lords. We are playing as our lovely Jaylbayt here. Dark and darker we are becoming. And we are about to do a fun little part of the game here, which is Escape Peragus. Now, escaping Peragus could be considered very simple, very difficult, or whatever. Let's check around the bay here. Yeah, there's always goodies. Oh, there's also always dudes. Hello, dude.
More where that came from.
Oh, save. Saving is like for old people. Nothing? Alright. Grab all this stuff. Cool. Lots of droid stuff. Oh.
I hear you.
He just like appeared there. He's like, I know what you're gonna do. I know what you want me to do. I'll just do it. I'll just be there immediately. Oh, look at that. That whole section was not there the last time we saw that ship. I mean, they've done a really good job patching this thing up. Some credits. Oh.
I hear you.
Open some of this stuff up for me. Beautiful. Nothing there. Alright, I think that's everything. So now we can get on the boat. Do it. Enter it. Now.
Quick! We're gonna need some time to fire up the engines. Let's give the laser turret a workout.
This could be considered a fun little exercise because you can shoot these guys as they try to enter your ship. However, if you do that, you shoot them and you get nothing for it, other than that they don't board your ship. But if you let them all board your ship, you can now go through the ship and kill them, and you get all kinds of XP for it. So we're just going to let them board. We'll be serving drinks in the main hold. The menu for today is death with a side of plasma burns. Come on, all you guys. My treat. You can also do stuff to help yourself, like blow stuff up, and if you want to do it the other way.
We've got company.
We do have company. Let's treat them to a nice evening. 25 Sith assaults. So is there any in here? Security system. So you can kind of see all the dudes all over the place. So What you want to do is, if you want to get any loot... Alright, let's horror this guy.
Let's settle this. Let's settle this. Everyone down!
Let's go ahead and level up. Oh, we get a stat point. So I think the rest of our stat points are going to go into wisdom. Because it gives us more force points and all kinds of stuff, so. Skills. Persuade and treat injury, I think, is what we were working on. Okay. Have 1 power. Is any of our stuff upgraded yet? No. So, I think it's about time for force screen. Man, Drain Life's gonna be so good when we get it, but... Wound... Yeah, I think it's time for force screen. So... Oh, actually... No. We need to pick up heal. Like I said, we'll probably heal ourselves mostly using... that other thing, the drain. Alright. Let's come through here. Alright, where's my... No. You. Why? So I died. Partly because you're in here fighting the wrong people. Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Just say the word.
Alright. The word. Stop fighting people that are not relevant.
More where that came from.
But you can see we're getting 150 XP out of each of these guys.
Time to even the odds.
Which is basically 3,000 plus some more. Ouch.
Time to take you down to size.
Oh, that's why it didn't work.
More where that came from.
Yeah, see, because when you're stupid, Atten destroys your face because of his special. Good freaking out. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to kill as many as you can without killing all of them. I'm not sure how many are in there. There's 3 in here, so. So there's 7 left. And this is why. You see how there's remains here? You can't get the remains after you've killed them all. So I believe... I mean, the remains aren't huge. If you accidentally kill them all or whatever, it's not a huge thing. They're usually like you saw here, med packs and crap like that. Nope. Nope. That's the group of 3, so let's come over this way first. That means there's probably 4 in this room here. Indeed. Oh, got them all. That's awesome. Yeah, Atten gets so much damage when they're stunned like that. It's crazy. Oh, see, you got a repeating blaster rifle, not bad. Then we'll take care of the last little group and call it good. But yeah, so basically each one of them is worth 150 XP. So we basically picked up, let's see, there was 25 of them, so 3,000, about 3750. That's quite a bit of XP fairly early in the game, so. If you're quick, you can kind of get them if they fall.
All right, let's get out of here.
Dancing Queen. Kreia. What? Your hand. What happened? We're dark. Good thing you arrived now, or we would have left you.
I have no intention of being left behind. Now, let us leave.
Again, apologies if it takes... If you get some...
If they hit us, we're dead. But if they keep missing us, we're dead. It's great odds. Somebody shut that trash compactor up.
Hey, man. Ease up. Ease up. Can we jump to hyperspace?
Not with all these asteroids around us. We'd enter hyperspace in pieces. We have to clear that field first. Thing is, we clear the field and they're gonna have a clear shot at us.
Alright. Well, chaos breeds chaos. Fire on the asteroids. Maybe the explosion will destroy them.
That'll take out the whole field, the colony, and maybe us. We might not even be able to jump to hyperspace in time.
Then we die here. Choose now.
I know, but we searched that entire facility, everybody's dead, and we gotta do it. We have no choice.
Hold on. This is gonna get a little rocky.
I see what you did there. And we're out.
Well, now that we just killed a planet, maybe one of you can tell me what's going on. Because between assassin droids, a Sith Lord that looks like he sleeps with vibroblades, and being target practice for a Republic warship, I was better off in my cell.
The Republic warship was the Harbinger. It was seized on its way to Telos by the Sith. They sought you, Jedi.
The Harbinger was on its way to Telos?
Yes, to aid in the recovery effort there. Many roads lead to Telos, including ours.
Not like we have much of a choice, the Paragus astrogation charts being what they are.
It is where we must go, and where the Harbinger was bound before our unfortunate encounter on Paragus.
How did you know I was on board the Harbinger?
You were difficult to find, but coincidence was on our side. When I learned that you were on the vessel, I knew the Sith would not be far behind. When we intercepted the Harbinger, it was crippled, drifting in space. It was a simple matter to board the vessel and rescue you. Unknown to me, however, the Sith were already on board. Just as we made the jump to hyperspace, they fired upon us, nearly destroying the Ebon Hawk.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Whatever occurred on board the Harbinger had rendered you unconscious. Though your thoughts were faint, I was still able to find you, sealed in one of the cargo holds.
After I got drugged, we learned about that. That's an unusual cassette of coincidences.
True. But as one trained in the Force, you know that true coincidences are rare.
How did we get to Paragus?
I do not know how the Ebon Hawk was able to make it to Be silent. We're having a conversation here.
Alright, we gotta be mean to T3. Another beep out of you and you're scrap.
Maybe that droid noisemaker could make itself useful repairing the ship for once.
Why are these Sith looking for me?
Because you are the last of the Jedi. Once you are dead, then they have won.
The next time someone calls me a Jedi, they'll be lying in the pool of their own blood.
The Sith will dare to accuse you of such. They believe you to be a Jedi Knight, and that is all that matters.
But the last of the Jedi? That can't be true.
The Jedi Civil War destroyed the Jedi. By the war's end, barely 100 Jedi remained. Many fell in battle, and many more were seduced by Revan's teachings.
What about the Jedi in Dantooine and Coruscant?
The Jedi Academy on Dantooine is nothing more than a crater that echoes with the ghosts of dead Jedi. And the Jedi Temple on Coruscant lies empty. The waters in the Room of 1,000 Fountains have fallen still, in reverence to the fallen Jedi, and those now lost. Many Jedi blamed the teachings of the Jedi Masters for Revan's fall, and the civil war that followed.
Then the Jedi are dead. Gone. And good riddance.
Perhaps, but they are Jedi no longer. If the Sith have not already slain them, then they will not help you, nor can you help them.
And how do we stop the Sith?
That is not an easy question to answer. This threat is greater than you know, and I do not believe it is a battle that can be fought.
They're eager to fight us? I say we fight back.
Look, enough with the we already.
We cannot hope to triumph against them alone. To stop them you will need weapons, allies, and a teacher. In the end, I fear it may not be enough.
What do you mean?
You fought in the Mandalorian Wars, and it cost you everything. Are you willing to sacrifice as much again?
If these Sith threaten me, then they die.
You are not listening to me. This is not like any field of battle you have ever fought in. Think carefully on your choice. If you choose to fight, if you choose war, it is a path few turn from once the first steps are taken. It carries with it a terrible price, and in the end you may find you have nothing left to sacrifice.
Only the Sith will pay the price for crossing me. Look at my face. I'm already starting to turn really creepy.
Like so many Jedi, you hear, but you do not listen. You have much to learn, but we have spoken long enough, and my wound pains me. If you have other questions, find me in the crew quarters. There we will speak more.
Hey, don't stop your long, boring rants on my account. I was just getting sleepy-eyed.
Also in private, we will be mercifully free from the opinions of imbeciles and fools.
Look, not like I care or anything, but you might want to go check on our passenger, especially with that hand of hers.
She seemed well enough for someone who just lost her hand.
I think she was barely keeping it together. I'm surprised she's able to stand with all that pain rolling off of her.
I'll go check on her. So, yeah, we got a ton of dark points in that conversation, plus a decent amount of XP, looks like. Yeah. Look at the darkness. Yes, red has always been my color. So unfortunately here begins, like, I was talking to you guys about, like, the ridiculousness of how long some of these conversations can be. Then, so I've tried to map out all my conversations so that I can get kind of like the maximum influence and dark side points that I can, just so that we can get things to move along a little bit faster. So I'm not really going to what do you call it, like read through all the options, weigh my options. I'm just gonna kind of go through it. So for you guys, it's kind of nice. It makes things a little bit quicker. We are, because we're going to begin a very gnarly, long thing, we are going to do a quick save. And then we'll go talk to Kreia.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give.
When you lost your hand, I felt it too.
That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
Then consider the pain a lesson.
I do not need your condescension nor your lectures. If anyone needs training and guidance, it is you.
The pain I felt when you lost your hand, what if it had been more intense?
I do not know. I fear that. The consequences would have been more extreme.
More extreme? I felt like my hand was dipped in molten carbonite.
Then the sensation you would feel upon my death might be less than that, though much quicker.
Quicker? Would it have killed me?
Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
This link is a threat to me and an inconvenience. We need to sever it. Now.
If you think a connection to one such as yourself gives me any comfort, then you would be wrong. I desire this no more than you do. It seems that at times of stress and pain, if they catch us unawares, then the pain is transmitted between us.
How could this bond have happened?
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
So, we have this chain, and we use buffs and whatnot on ourselves.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
So what do we do now?
I do not know. The Sith struck more swiftly than I thought, and they will not stop until they have you in their grasp. If you fall, all the galaxy will echo it.
There must be some place we can go.
It does not matter where we go. It is not the destination that matters. It is the journey. All paths will take us to the end, whatever it may be, and no matter how strongly we fight against it. For now, we are bound for Telos, and that is enough.
Where are we bound again?
The planet Telos, decimated by the Sith during the Jedi Civil War. Before the war, Jedi who failed their training were sent to the fields of Telos to serve the galaxy, not as Jedi Knights, but as farmers and laborers. The destruction of Telos was complete. I doubt any Jedi remain. Yet there may be echoes of their passing. We shall see.
And if we find no trace of Jedi teachings on Telos to help us?
Then I am left with nothing more than we had already. My faith in you and your ability to meet what comes.
There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
I need to know more about the Sith hunting us.
These Sith, they seek the death of all Jedi, as have all the Sith, since the Jedi Order was first split.
First split?
Yes. The Jedi Civil War is not the first one of its kind. Thousands of years ago, the Jedi had another civil war that split the Order. It was a terrible thing. A faction among the Jedi abandoned the teachings of the Order, following their own path. They waged war on their fellow Jedi, a war that raged across the galaxy. But these fallen Jedi were cast out, defeated, and they retreated to worlds in the Outer Rim. Over time, they took on the mantle of the Lords of the Sith. But in their hearts they never forgot the Jedi. The hatred for the Jedi Order burns in their veins like fire and echoes in their teachings. Revan tasted it, as Malak did.
Yeah. I gotta know that feeling. So these Sith continue the crusade?
In a manner of speaking. They are different from Malak in that they are concerned only with the destruction of the Jedi. For them, it is all that matters, all that ever mattered. It is a different war these Sith wage, a thing of silence and shadow. They strike from the darkness, hiding from the face of the galaxy until all Jedi are exterminated. After all the Jedi are gone, then the galaxy is theirs, no matter whether the Sith or the Republic rules. It is the dark side that shall reign, unchecked.
I've never seen Sith assassins like those on the Harbinger.
I believe them to be the result of special teachings. Their apparent weakness against you is evidence of this. Those Sith assassins can sense their prey through the Force. It is like a hunger. They feed and grow stronger when they are near Force sensitives. The stronger their prey is in the Force, the deadlier they become. As long as you were cut off from it, you were able to evade their sight. But after Paragus, I fear that you will be no longer shielded from their eyes, or the eyes of their masters. The stronger you grow, the more will come.
Let them come! There were other questions I wish to ask you.
Ask, and I will answer.
When we were on Paragus, I could feel the Force again.
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
No, it felt different. Faint.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
Wait, the Jedi did this to me?
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
Oh, well, it's not possible to cut one off from the Force. It's like deafening someone or blinding them.
Indeed it is. It is much like losing one's ability to listen or being put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own and exiled them as they did you.
If the Jedi are not already gone and dead, I'd end their lives for doing this to me.
It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
But you said it's possible. How?
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again. And if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
But there are no more Jedi.
Then I am your only hope, as you are mine. We are a sad pair, you and I, to defend the galaxy against such a thing. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
If your training brings me power, then I will listen.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you through my words and presence.
Other questions?
Ask, and I will answer.
Can you tell me what's happened since the Mandalorian Wars?
Much has happened in the galaxy in your absence, and since the defeat of the Mandalorians at Malachor 5.
Tell me about the Mandalorian Wars.
It is a tale you already know well. Almost a decade ago, the Mandalorians began preying on the Republic, bringing the fires of war to many planets along the Outer Rim. Their predations continued, winning victory after victory, until the Republic finally begged the Jedi Council for aid.
But the Jedi Council didn't help. Only a few of the Jedi Knights did.
Indeed. The Jedi Council counseled caution and patience to assess the Mandalorian threat as the Outer Rim burned.
And Revan and Malak refused to wait?
2 Jedi Knights, Revan and Malak, defied the Jedi Council. They challenged the Mandalorian fierceness and brutality on the battlefield with a viciousness of their own. Revan's entrance into the conflict marked the true beginning and end of the war. It was Revan who drove the Mandalorians back into the unknown regions.
Until we destroyed them at Malachor 5.
Yes, I have heard tales of Malachor 5 and Revan's part in it. I know you served there in that final battle. It must have been a terrible thing.
Many Jedi died at Malachor 5, and the conflict split the Jedi Order.
You speak the truth. The war's end was merely another beginning, and what seemed a victory for the Republic was far from it. Many believed the Mandalorians defeated at Malachor 5, but the Mandalorians taught the Jedi much through battle, and so it was that Malak, Revan, and the Jedi that followed them discovered their true natures in the Mandalorian crusade. But you know this.
I felt them fall. The war had consumed them.
Consumed them? No. Taught them. Defined them, yes. As Revan and Malak fought the Mandalorians in battle after battle, they grew to despise weakness, just as the Mandalorians did. In the end, the Mandalorians had taught them through conflict, shaped the Jedi, and turned them into a weapon against the Republic.
What happened next?
Revan and Malak, and all the Jedi that served them, turned against the Republic and the Jedi Order. Jedi fought Jedi. Revan was ambushed by the Jedi and captured. Malak continued to wage war in his master's place, inflicting terrible wounds on the Republic. Wounds that bleed still.
How were Malak and the Sith defeated?
As all Sith do without a strong enemy, the Sith turned on each other. Revan escaped the Jedi and returned to finish Malak, and that was the end of the Jedi Civil War.
But what happened to Revan?
After defeating Malak, Revan left the Republic, and there are none who know where he has gone. It is said that the Sith remnants turned on themselves after Revan defeated Malak, reducing Korriban to ruin as the Republic still bleeds and struggles for life. Where Revan wanders now, I do not know.
So Revan saved the Republic?
It would seem that way from a certain point of view, perhaps. The Jedi Civil War left wounds that have yet to heal. We shall see if the Republic has the strength to survive.
If the Republic is weak, it didn't deserve to win.
Perhaps. It is sometimes difficult to find the truth in the Jedi Civil War. Was it the Republic that defeated Malak, or was it Revan? If it was Revan, then the Republic was never truly tested.
So, what does it matter?
A culture's teachings, and most importantly the nature of its people, achieve definition in conflict. They find themselves or find themselves lacking. Too long did the Republic remain unchallenged. It is a stagnant beast that labors for breath and has for centuries. The Jedi Order was the heart that sustained its sickness. Now the Jedi are lost. We shall see how long the Republic can survive.
The Republic has avoided its fate too long. Let them burn.
We shall see. The Jedi Civil War cost the Republic much. The resources of the Sith seemed limitless. The Republic's was not. Fleets of warships, soldiers, and people were lost. Entire planets were decimated. Their inhabitants dead or refugees. It is a great burden for any civilization to bear. And this new threat, it is a quiet thing. Unlike the Jedi Civil War, it drives at something deeper than the strength of the Republic. It is aimed at you.
This threat is directed against me?
The Republic was never what was important, ever. It was but a shell that surrounds the Jedi, just as the teachings of the Jedi are a shell surrounding the heart of man. You see, the war, the true war, has never been one waged by droids or warships or soldiers. They are but crude matter, obstacles against which we test ourselves. The true war is waged in the hearts of all living things, against our own natures, light or dark. That is what shapes and binds this galaxy, not these creations of man. You are the battleground, and if you fall, the death of the Republic will be such a quiet thing, a whisper, that shall herald the darkness to come.
This is a lot to take in at once. I need time to reflect on this.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit, and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
He's not a fool, but he does feel odd to me.
He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
So, a bunch of influence and dark sides gained, and we learned some very interesting stuff in that dialogue. Stuff that I kind of want to chat about just a sec. So the way that I'm going dark, and the way the story, I guess, behind it, that I feel like I was one of the Jedi that followed Revan and Malak to the Mandalorian Wars to kind of save the Republic, to take action rather than patience like the Council did. After the war was over, Revan and Malak fell to the dark side hard because the war had consumed them with this battle lust and this bloodlust. And my character went back to the Jedi to say, I thought that, I feel the cause was just. We had to do something. But I wasn't going to let the war or the battle or the horrors that I had seen turn me to the dark side of the Force. And basically what happened with the Council was they, as we just talked with Cray about, they stripped me of the Force. They severed my connection with the Force and took my lightsaber and stuff. And I feel like that was a really bum thing. I did what I felt was right in joining the wars, but then I came back to rejoin the Order, and I hadn't really fallen to the dark side or any of that nonsense. And oh, hello, damaged HK unit. And I feel like I got a raw end of the deal. I got kind of shafted. And so I left, and ever since then, I've been kind of nursing this wounded pride, or nurturing this hatred for the Jedi Order for kind of giving me what I feel or what I see as the raw deal. So now that I've come back and I'm starting to gain my connection with the Force again, I've basically allowed my anger and hatred to consume me, and so it's taking over.
How's our passenger? She's still aging?
Cryptic as always.
What a surprise. Just so you Jedi know, the whole cryptic routine isn't mysterious, it's just irritating. If you really can see the future, you should be at the Bazak table.
I don't think Kreia is a Jedi.
Then she must be royalty, because she's got to be queen of the galaxy to bark out orders like that. Or maybe she's senile.
I mean, how old do you think she is? She may have been good-looking once, but it takes some hard living to make creases like that.
If she looks good to you, you must have taken a blaster hit when I wasn't looking.
Hey, I just got out of prison. If we had a decent navicomputer, trust me, we'd be dropping out of hyperspace into the Nar Shaddaa Red Sector right now.
After spacing that old witch, of course.
Are we still on course for Telos?
Like we have a choice? It's the only place Paragus had logged in their astrogation charts. Well, if you thought Paragus was dead, then Telos is a dying world they're trying to breathe back to life.
Should be there before too long. You can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you.
Alright.
So, what happened?
To what?
Don't give me that. There were plenty of times back on Paragus where a lightsaber would have been helpful. So where's yours?
My lightsaber was taken from me by the Council.
Oh yeah? I thought a Jedi was supposed to be married to their lightsaber. Guess I heard wrong. Were you a single hilt or one of those double-bladed Jedi?
Single.
Huh. Figures. It wasn't red, was it?
Actually, it was. The crystal was redder than a Lagrix eye. No. Both the blade and crystal were unique.
Yeah? Unique how?
Look at all these different colors. Well, I'm mostly consular, so I assume I was similar. My lightsaber was a green one, like those of the Jedi consulars.
Must have been something. Sure be nice to have it now. Might make those Sith think twice before coming after us.
I think having it would just drive them to hunt me harder.
All right, forget I said anything. Like I said before, you can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you.
Alright. So we talked to him, we talked to Kreia. Let's, hey buddy. Alright, maybe later. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any computer user prepared to upgrade him just yet. We might be able to get it later, but... This looks like the remains of an HK unit, but older and more corroded than the one you encountered on Paragus. Its power core still carries a charge, but a number of critical parts appear to be missing. It looks as if it's missing 4 critical components. Its processor, replacement droid chassis, the control cluster that's supposed to be stored in the chassis, and its vocabulator. Take the vocabulator and insert it into the core. You have installed the droid's vocabulator. So, along our journeys, we'll gain more and more HK parts that we can use to get him fixed. He is definitely going to be in our party because HK-47 is the best character in the game, in both games. Alright, let's go ahead and head back to the galaxy map here, and we are going to Telos.
Attention, this is Citadel Station Bay Control, Dock Module 126. Please remain where you are. Lieutenant Dahlgren will arrive shortly to meet you. That is all.
I don't like the sound of that. If they think we caused the explosion... Uh-oh. Here comes the welcoming party. They may not know what happened, so don't blow it.
I'm Lieutenant Gren, Telos Security Force. I'm under orders to take you into custody in regards to the destruction of the Paragas mining facility.
We didn't have anything to do with that.
That as it may be, the circumstances of your arrival are suspect at best. Due to the nature of the investigation, I have no specific timetable to offer you. In the meantime, your ship and any droids will have to be given over for safekeeping. Yes, that includes you. You are a droid, so you will be detained. In addition, we will have to take your personal arms and armor until the completion of our inquiry.
Will I be able to get my gear back?
If you are cleared of any involvement, your personal effects will be returned to you. You will be held briefly in the TSF station until living quarters can be arranged, at which point you will be placed under house arrest. Do you understand?
Well, fine. We'll cooperate. We'll keep up the ruse.
Good. My men will relieve you of any arms and armor. Please follow me.
Tell me I'm not going to jail again.
Hey, who's that? Get out of my ship. Yeah, our face is starting to look
You will
real
be held
bad.
here briefly. Living quarters are being arranged for you and your companions as we speak. Someone will return shortly to escort you to an apartment in residential module 082.
A force cage? This is ridiculous.
As I said, this is only temporary while other arrangements are made. I'm sorry, but you'll just have to bear with us until then.
So be it, but I'll remember this.
Well, we might be here for a while. Might as well get comfortable.
Someone is coming. So this is the last of the Jedi. I must admit, I'm a little disappointed.
Let me out of this cage and we'll see how disappointed you are.
Doubtful, though at least it appears you have some spirit. The exchange is a bounty on Jedi, you know. You're worth quite a bit of money.
The exchange, huh? I'm pretty sure some two-bit pistol jockey like yourself isn't one of them.
Hey, I'm more than skilled enough to work for the exchange.
You bounty hunters couldn't even win a fair fight. You're the cheapest, most worthless mercenary scum in the galaxy. I'd hire a Mandalorian over your filth in a second.
No Mandalorian could match my skills. No Mandalorian could have been clever enough to infiltrate this station, taken the identity of one of the guards, then...
Then what? Overloaded our force cage fields and made it look like an accident? You probably don't even have the guts to fight me. Pathetic.
Don't think overloading your cages had not occurred to me. You're wanted alive, but I doubt anyone will care as long as I bring them your corpse.
Why are you here?
Like I said, the exchange has put out a huge bounty on Jedi. I'm just looking forward to early retirement.
Let's get this over with.
Come, Jedi. It is time to die.
Hey, leave her alone. You want to fight? Then try me, if you've got the guts.
You have goaded me once, and you shall not do so twice. But I shall dispose of all of you eventually. And an old woman, a fool, and a broken Jedi are no match to my skills.
You say that, but then I kind of shock you into oblivion.
The security cameras are... What? What's going on here?
Man down! Quick! Call a medic!
All right, Jedi. I want you to back up slowly. Hands in front of you. Into the force cage. Cooperate, and we won't have to gun you down.
Come on, Lieutenant. They've already killed... who is that? Is that Batu Rem?
Impressive. You allowed an assassin to infiltrate your ranks.
Rem's no assassin.
Batu Rem is on leave. He shouldn't even be on the station. This man isn't him.
I'm glad someone noticed that only after he tried to kill me.
We've arranged for an apartment in residential module 082. You'll stay there under house arrest until our investigation of the Paragus matter is complete. You'll be under TSF protection. I'll personally clear any visitors to your quarters, and we'll investigate this incident to the best of our ability.
Oh, goody. It's not very inspiring.
Officer, get Lieutenant Yima a report of this incident. She'll look into this. The rest of you come with me. We'll escort you to the apartment in 082 immediately.
Yeah.
These will serve as your quarters for the duration of your house arrest. 2 officers will be stationed outside at all times. Again, I'll clear any visitors. There won't be another incident.
But just to be on the safe side, why don't you leave us a blaster or two?
Get out.
Let's go.
This isn't good. We've got to get off this station.
Why do we need to leave?
What do you think the TSF is going to find at Paragus? That could bring the Sith...
You know what? Forget it. As long as we're trapped here, it doesn't matter.
What do you think, Kreia?
We cannot stay in any one place too long, but our path has brought us here for a reason. I must meditate on this. In the meantime, we should rest.
Yeah, you go ahead and meditate. As for me, I could use some sleep.
Alright, and we are here. That's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of talking and not a ton of battle and stuff. Well, I guess a little bit of battle and whatnot. But next time we will be getting to the bottom of what's happening here on Telos and go from there. But if you guys did enjoy the episode, please tap that like button. Really helps me out and helps out my channel. And if you really enjoyed it, shut up.
Doesn't sound like they're going to leave us alone.
Atten. But if you really loved it, feel free to subscribe for more content and share it with your friends, comment. Love to hear from you. But until next time, I've been Jaylbayt. You guys live free, game hard.